Okay, so what was the question again? What's going on, family? It's your girl Tatiana Moss, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below so you can become a part of the family too. And for my returning viewers, hey family, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming back and clicking on another video from your girl. And today we are doing a little mukbang for another day of Vlogmas. I'm here with my girl
Fatima.
Okay, Fatima's not a stranger to the channel. If you already watched, I know this is my home girl, and we're just going to have some questions be asked. We're gonna get a little deep, and we're gonna munch on our food because it's been a long day, y'all. We just drove through a whole snowstorm, and yeah, it's by the grace of God we got here safely. So anyways, if you guys are ready for this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and let's get into the first question. We gotta get our food first. I'll give us a second. Like, we literally been waiting to eat this. Like, my food is probably cold at this point. So,
I have questions for you. So it's gonna be getting to know her a little bit deeper. You know, her just as a person, her as a social worker.
oh, these is cold now.
So what you wanna do?
I mean, can I put them in the air fryer?
On you.
This just blew the hell out of me. Hold on, y'all. I gotta heat these up real quick. This is cold. While we wait for the food to reheat, we just gonna get some of the questions started. I'm drinking a Diet Pepper with ice, of course. I love to have my stuff extra cold, so cheers.
Okay, so the first question is, what made you want to become a social worker?
That's really on there?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Oh, wow. Well, initially I didn't want to be a social worker. I wanted to be a writer. And then I felt like I wasn't going to be able to have longevity in that career. And so I pivoted. And when I got to a community college I went to first, because before I went to Norfolk State, I went to Thomas Nelson Community College. And I majored in sociology. And then I ended up being more interested in the way people thought. So then I switched over to psychology. Then I got introduced to human services, which was, I guess, the closest thing to what social work was. Still at the time, I didn't know what social work was, y'all. Changed it to human services. And then when I transferred over to Norfolk State, the closest major they had to human services was social work. So that's how I got introduced into social work. I came over to Norfolk State, and I just fell in love with the profession, just everything about it. I feel like it's one of the most toughest professions you can be in. You have to have a lot of mental strength to be in it. And I feel like only a few people are really chosen to be in this field. So, but I'm happy to be a part of that. So yes, that's how I ended up in social work. I haven't looked back ever since.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
Okay, so those who are new, I am a clinical supervisor, and I also see clients still through outpatient therapy, and then I also do intensive in-home and mental health skill building. So I do a lot. But overall, I still see people face to face, and I also supervise people. So the most rewarding, again, part of my job, that's what you said? Mm-hmm. I would just say, like, helping people to recognize the things that they already know, but I'm just there to help them pull it out of them, pretty much. Like, a lot of the times, think that people know what's wrong with them, or like they have a sense of what's going on with them. Like, you know, something's off. Like, if your foot is hurting. Okay, I need to go see why is my foot hurting. Same thing, like mentally, something is off. Like I'm sleeping more, this and the third. You might not know a name for it, but something is not right. So again, you go and seek professional help or outside opinion, and then they're able to bring it all together for you. So I think that's one of the most rewarding thing about it for me is helping people to help themselves get through their life easier. So, yeah. Hold on, y'all, because them fries is probably burning because I smell them. Y'all, now I'm warming up the wings. And don't mind me. I got my scarf on or whatever because I'm just chilling. I didn't feel like taking my hair out and stuff because we've been traveling all day. So, yeah.
The most challenging part of your job and being like a social worker.
Managing everything, like the caseload, and then trying to be a good supervisor, and then also still show up for myself outside of the job, because sometimes you get so drained from dealing with people and their problems all day that by the time you get home, it's like you don't have the energy nor the time to want to invest in yourself or care about what you got going on, because you're just so mentally exhausted sometimes with hearing about people's stuff. And then it's like you're dealing with also your friends and your family or whatever. And I think that's what it is, just trying to find that balance of like juggling everything and making it make sense so everything is able to get a certain part of you, but also making sure I have enough to still give myself at the end of the day. I'll say that much.
What do people misunderstand the most about social work?
What we do as a profession. A lot of times people think we hand out food stamps, that we snatch people's kids away, and it's so much more than that. There's so many different departments that we work in various different areas, your schools, your jails, your hospitals. Social workers are in all of those places, and people don't respect how much we keep things moving on a, professional level. So I just feel like, yeah, people just, they don't respect us as a profession. Sometimes they underestimate all the things that we actually do. So, yeah. Let me go check on them wings, y'all, because I don't got time to burn those. This is my food, y'all. I got honey Old Bay wings. This is my favorite wing flavor, by the way. And then fries, and then I got my Coke. What you eating, sister?
I'm eating pasta, salmon, chicken, but I'm almost finished mine.
You got salmon? Oh, I thought you got chicken. Dang, I did not mean to dip that in that ranch. It's not that bad.
Since it's like cold outside and it's like wintertime, what's one coping skill you think everyone should learn?
I like that question. If you have support, lean on your support. Don't feel like you have to do things by yourself. So I would say a coping skill you could use is venting when you're actually feeling something and not trying to hold it in. And if you feel like you have nobody to talk to about it, then journal about it. Like, I think journaling is a great way to get your feelings out, and it's in a safe place. Nobody can, find it, whatever the case may be. And it just allows you to just dump everything out and get it out. So I think journaling or, like I said, talking to your support system is a good coping skill, especially during this time of year. This is a very rough time for a lot of people. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you can do your research to fact check. This is like the most prevalent time of year people commit suicide. So this is a time that you really should be checking on your loved ones and people maybe that you haven't talked to in a minute. Just text them, hey, just checking in on you, want to see how you doing. Like, you never know, that could make somebody whole day and stop them from, having a whole mental episode or whatever the case may be. So, yeah.
So you as a social worker, once you go throughout your day. So, what's the way that you have a burnout and emotional exhaustion?
One, I'll take a break. Like, I'll take a couple of days off. I'll let my job know I need to just take a few days off to mentally clear my mind. I'll do things that I enjoy doing to bring me joy. And then I'll just kind of like just reset, like try to figure out like what exactly is leaving me feeling so burnt out and depleted, like, and then trying to fix whatever it is that is causing the burnout, which that could be like maybe I have too many cases, or maybe I feel like I'm doing too many job departments in one. So maybe having to speak up and talk to management about like, hey, like I think I'm doing too much right now. Like, can you take off one of my responsibilities at the moment? So just kind of like advocating for myself, honestly.
So what changes would you make to the system if you could?
Man, we'll be here all day. Realistically, let's see. I would change some of the stipulations that people have to, like the restrictions that comes with receiving certain benefits. I feel like some people really do be needing certain benefits and they're not allowed to get it because they say they get too much and they actually don't. And also, like the health insurance thing is a big thing. Like, why do we have to pay so much for health insurance in the United States? Like, that is bizarre to me. Like, you literally need some of this stuff. Some of these people need these things to survive, such as people that have cancer, asthma, all kind of things. You're making me pay for chemo, inhalers, all of this medication. That's like basic livelihood to keep somebody here for some people. And y'all gonna sit up here and make us pay a monthly fee on top of all the other stuff you gotta pay for. Like I just said, medications, procedures, all of that. So I would definitely work on the healthcare system. Housing, I feel like housing is really messed up. Like, it's no reason why rent and all that stuff should be that high. Section 8 stipulations is insane. People be on there for years to come, and some people actually do need it. Now, I do think some people do take advantage of the system. Don't get me wrong. Like, there is some people up there that definitely shouldn't be up there. But the problem is, too, is a lot of times with the government, I feel like their goal is to keep you on government assistance, because if you're getting certain things such as food stamps or Section 8 or whatnot, if you start working a job, you can only work so many hours before they start cutting those things in other areas. So now you over here trying to rob Peter to pay Paul because you're trying to make a little bit more money. But then now you don't have enough money for food stamps to pay for food for your kids. So it's just like, oh, well, let me stop working and stay on these assistance because I feel like this is the only way I'm be able to get by. And then it leaves people in that poverty type of mindset to not want to get out. So it's like I said, I can go on and on, but I ain't even gonna do that. That's just a few things I would change though.
What skill do you think every social worker needs?
What skill do I think every social worker needs? You gotta have something about you that make people want to come back to you. Like, whether that's your personality, a certain technique that you use, the way you just do things, like you gotta have something that makes people like, oh, I would go to her, I would recommend going to her to get help. Like, if people feel like they can't come to you or they can't trust you or nothing like that, like, I don't feel like you're gonna have longevity in the field, really. Well, that just also depends too if you're doing more micro type of social work. Now, when you're a macro social worker, you might not have to deal with clients more so and all of that. So I might change that a little bit, but I do think it is important though, that's one thing I think every social worker should have, is just, what is your thing about you that makes people want to work with you or come to you for services and stuff.
What's the biggest change you've seen in yourself since becoming, a social worker?
I think I'm getting better at asking for help. Like, at first I would just try to do things by myself or not really speak up when there was something going on, but I think I'm doing better with advocating for myself and saying something when something is bothering me or I need like a break or something. So I would say that.
What's something that has like surprised you about the job? Like once you started doing it, it's like wow, like a moment of like, wow.
How messed up a lot of people are. I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, but just like, I mean, it's a lot of things that people are out here juggling. Like, you think you got it bad, and then you hear about somebody else's stuff, and you be like, oh wow, like I don't even see how you're still making it. Like, so it just makes me gain honestly a new respect for people, because you just see how much people can put up with on a daily basis, and they still going on about their life. And they've made the dysfunction functional for them. And yeah, it's just, it's mind-boggling to me. But I guess that's why they're in the services, right? So they can try to work through those things and get some help and all that. So, but yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
What's the difference between a social worker and a therapist?
Oh, wow.
Sorry for laughing, y'all. She just like.
I mean, that's... Hold on, I gotta take a sip.
Yeah.
That is a good question. And there is a difference. There is a difference. I would say a therapist more so kind of focuses on the psychological portion of somebody's issues, and the social worker sees the human in all aspects, like their environment, their mind, their biological things, like if genetically your family is prone to get diabetes, like all of those factors honestly contribute to how somebody ends up becoming who they are today. So I think social workers see people holistically and work with them based off of that, versus a therapist is more so, they're like psychological focus, like I said. Like it's more just about like the mental. And I'm not saying, because it's no shade or whatever, but I do think like when people take the social work route and then they do therapy, and then people take the psychology route and do therapy, we do things differently. And sometimes I think that certain things are more heavily focused on with therapists other than social workers, such as maybe like medication or stuff like that. Like sometimes if you really sit and listen to somebody, like you don't have to be so quick to diagnose somebody or put something on them. Like I think we try to do a lot more techniques. And again, we're looking at the person holistically, right? We're not just, you came in there today and said, man, I want to kill myself. Like, okay, let's start from the beginning. Like, what's your family history, all that or whatever. Like, you go and tell a psychiatrist that they about to assign you medicine right then and there, like, respectfully. So I think that's kind of like what the biggest thing is. Like, we see things from all the way around, and the therapists kind of are more so a little one-dimensional. That's no shade. That's my opinion, though. So, yeah.
So what's one of the biggest like red flags that you could say that you've seen like family dynamics?
Red flags in family dynamics?
Like, I know you work with, a lot of families.
Yes.
So I know it's probably something that's very like common, or something that stands out as like the biggest red flag when you working with them.
I think when like the parents are so heavily focused on the children getting help, but then they don't think A, nothing is wrong with them, or B, they don't want to be involved in the therapeutic process really at all. Which when you're working with the family or children, there's no way you can really sustain longevity in the treatment process without the family unit. Because if I'm only going to be seeing your child once or twice a week or whatever it is, that means whatever I taught them or I work with them on, if you're not going back and reinforcing the things that I'm talking with them about and all of that, it's going to fall on deaf ears, because they're going to listen to you more because you're in the household with them or the parent. So it would make sense they're going to listen to them more. So I think that that's the biggest red flag I see, like when they don't really want to be a part of the process, or when they feel like there's nothing wrong with them. Because a lot of times, I'm not saying it's always the parents that typically the reason why children turn out the way they do, but based on the families that I've worked with, the family contributed a lot to the reasons as to why the children ended up or are acting the way that they act now. So I would say that.
You are, very successful in your career path, and somebody to achieve a master's degree is something that's like major. So I was just asking, like, what's some of the best advice, if you can remember, like any that you've received, throughout your career?
I would say it was something on the lines of, I don't think it was verbatim, but this is what I'm trying to take from it, I believe. When somebody had told me, like, you can't show up and be like the best social worker if you're not in a good space. Or if you're not okay. Like, if you're constantly running, and you're burning yourself out, you trying to pour from an empty cup, you're not going to be the best social worker you can be, because you're not even the best self. You're yourself, you're not the best. So it's no way you're going to be able to be the best in the field when you haven't even got yourself right. So I'll say that.
And then just to close off the last question.
Okay.
What would be the best advice that you would give to people?
Oh, I like that one.
This question's so good, she ain't even eating her food.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These are some good. I feel I can't even do this. My hands so sticky. These are some good questions. I'm not gonna lie. Like, very thought provoking, having me pull from the back of my head, like to get the thought out, because it's very some good questions. I'm concerned. Try your best to be better than the version of yourself that you was the day before. I like to take from this quote somebody said, if you could be 1% better than what you was yesterday, then you have pretty much done well for yourself. Because I think a lot of times we put so much pressure on ourselves as people to be the best or do this or do that or get so many things done in one day. And it's like, we don't take the time to recognize the small things, like, oh, I'm actually doing something a little different than I did a couple of days ago. Like, say, for instance, you said you wanted to start going to the gym. And within that last 5 days of you saying that, you went to the gym almost every day. Even if it wasn't for an hour or however you wanted it to be in your head, you showed up and you went to the gym. So just being gracious with yourself and just showing up the best way that you can for yourself every day. I think that's the advice I will leave y'all with. Good question, sister. Shout out to Tima the questions, because yeah, these are some nice questions. And hopefully y'all enjoyed and y'all was able to kind of get a better perspective of me as a person and my professional interest and take on things and whatnot. So if you guys enjoyed this video or you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the family yet, what are you waiting on? Click on that red subscribe button down below before leaving out. Thank you to Tima for being my special guest today and asking amazing questions. And that is a wrap, y'all. We're going to finish eating this food and we're going to call it a day because it's been a long one. But until the next video, y'all. See y'all later.